Welcome everybody to Bloomerangas podcast. I'm super excited to introduce you today to Verónica Fuerte, who you probably already know. She's founder and creative director of Hey Studio in Barcelona that does amazing design work with very bold geometric colors and shapes. And she really brings together with her team a very fresh outlook into branding and illustration. And Verónica has collaborated with clients like Apple, Google, the New York Times. So she's been in the design world a very long time. So I'm very excited to welcome you here and thank you for taking the time. I wanted to ask you, Verónica, how did you start the Hey Studio in 23? And that was in Barcelona, right?
Yes, it was in 18 years ago, in 2007, and it was here at my home. And yes, I found it because I was working in different studios, and after 7 years, like many studios in Barcelona, I decided to move for something own.
Wonderful. And how did this distinctive style develop? Were you already kind of working in that before you started, or it was a process?
Yes. I think I was at the university that I felt I have a distinctive style. You know, I really love like geometry, like something simple, the use of color. And I knew I love this style when I was studying. And of course, after when I was working in different studios, it's something difficult because you need to fit inside these studios.
Yes.
But I tried to make something, of course, and maybe with some freelance I did. But of course, it was when I founded my studio, I said, okay, let's work and focus on that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And how was it with clients? Did they come to you because they loved your style, or you had to convince a little bit that it works for them?
No, the first years, I always say that I did many things, like many different projects, not because of the style. I think I did it because of the money, of course, and also because I needed to build a portfolio. I didn't have one, like a personal one.
Yes.
I didn't want to show projects I did in other studios because at the end it wasn't me 100%. So that what I did is accept many different projects and also build a more personal portfolio through personal projects, because I had more time at the beginning, like not a lot of clients.
Yes. And what is the kind of work that you enjoy doing the most, like in terms of design, discipline, and so forth?
Yeah, it's difficult because I like everything. Maybe I think the first years when I was a designer, I really enjoy editorial design, and it's something I really enjoy, but it happens only a few times. You know, it's not very common. But also, I think product design, I love it. I'm not a product designer, but I like to make the projects also in product, you know, like not just digital, like 360 degrees project that you can maybe start like more digital, but then you can transform everything in a product that you can feel, you can touch. This is something I really enjoy.
So by product design, do you mean like packaging or the actual physical product?
Product design, it could be everything. It could be packaging, it could be small products that goes with a brand. I don't know, something that you can touch.
Wonderful. Yeah, I understand that, especially these days in the digital world, we miss that.
It's difficult. No, it's not easy.
Yeah. So it's one of the most interesting things that the most. There are a lot of interesting things about your studio, but what really attracted my attention is your open source approach, right? Which comes very much from the tech world. Do you mind sharing a little bit of how this idea came to light, and why did you decide to give out some of your work like that?
Yes, it's because we did the new design. I think it was 2 years and a half ago. And because with this 18 years, we designed the website, I think 4 times. I don't remember, many times. And the last time I thought, okay, I want to do something that works. You know, for me, the objective is working in many devices, in different platforms. That is not about the design itself. It's more about the consistency of the working platforms. So we work with an agency that they help us to make all the UI, UX, everything. And it took a lot of time. And I said, okay, now it's working. And why don't we share this idea, this website, this template, because at the end it's a template, to everybody? Because for me, a website is just a portfolio. It needs to be clear, consistent, not decorated a lot. So, and that was the idea. So make this effort to everybody, and because at the end is what is important on the website is your projects, no? And so and we are happy because there are so many people that download it. It's nice how people make it in their personal way, changing different colors or typefaces. It's nice. I like to see that.
Wonderful. Do you mind sharing a little bit about your creative process? So when there is a client, how do you usually work with them, and how much of there is experimentation or creativity in the process, and how much is there structure and process that you've kind of worked out over the years?
Yeah. I think it's at the beginning. It's very structured. It's a process very with a very precise method. I think it's very important to spend time in knowing the client, knowing the company, the values, proposition, everything, you know. And this is a phase that we invest time in knowing that. In our method is with doing a workshop and with many questions to understand the company. Of course, depends if it's a big project, maybe needs like more bold and precise strategy that maybe we can do by ourselves, so we need to partner with somebody. But if it's a medium size, a small size, we can make it in-house. I think designers, we can make it as well. I mean, we are kind of strategists as well, because we translate the words in graphics, so we are very good analyzing words. So we came with these ideas and this method, and once we have all the information, we start designing. But of course, there is a very precise brief, and we know the client. And for me, it's very important, for example, to be aligned with the client from the beginning. For example, if a client said, I would love to be colorful. So what's colorful for you and for me? Because colorful for me, it's a lot of colors, like this star, you know. But maybe for a client, it's just 1-2 colors. So this kind of things is very important to understand the limits, because knowing that you can make the design better from the beginning. And that's the reason we spend a lot of time here. And then we start designing. And the first stage of this creation is very free. Is everybody, if there is 1 or 2 designers, 3 involved, so it's open-minded. Wherever it's good, you know, there are no mistakes. Everything is good. You can do whatever you want. Because sometimes you do something that inspires the other person. So it's important to see everything. And then, of course, we filter all these ideas and we select one or two depending on the project. I mean, it's the same method. It's not different if it's a branding or packaging design. Everything follows more or less the same. Yeah.
Wonderful. And in the initial phases, when you are discussing with a client, do you use any tools, or it's a pure kind of conversation by going really deep into understanding the client, the desires and tastes?
Yes, of course, we need some tools to understand that and make it happen. It's more like the standard tools. It's not like, no, it's not like specific tools. Yeah, the standard ones. It's not necessarily like big things, from this stage.
All right. And do you mostly work these days remotely, or it's also meeting clients live in real life?
90% is remotely. Yeah. I think we did it from, I don't know, many years ago, like maybe the first years of Not, but I don't know, maybe 15 years ago we worked remotely from our clients. The studio is not remotely, but we used to work like that from many years ago.
And that's great because it opens up you opportunities to work with clients from other countries, right?
Maybe the first years was a bit difficult, but then now it's super, everybody understands and it's easier for everybody. Yeah. And has more opportunities. Yeah.
Yes, makes sense. As a creative director who has developed brand identities for companies big and small, right? What makes a brand identity effective and timeless in your view?
I think timeless for me means that stands the time, for many years. I don't know, it could be 5-10 years and it's still working. And I think it's important when your mission is that not be focused in trends, like actual trends, because always there is a trend or a lot of trends at the same moment. So maybe it's not about the trends. I always say it's about brands. So focus on the needs, on the brief, on what really matters to the client and to this company. So if you focus on that, it doesn't matter the trends, it's everything. I mean, the concept, the ideas behind are so powerful so that it's going to be timeless in the years. Of course, there are some ingredients in design that can help you to arrive on this. So, for example, the use of typefaces, the use of specific colors that which are the more timeless or not. So working with this, it's the process to arrive on that.
Wonderful. But do you stay up to date with what's happening in the design trends, and does that inspire that information for some solutions that you propose, or you really kind of don't pay attention to that?
I mean, I use social media all the time, and I think even if you don't want, you see. So I know which are the trends right now, and the past, and the ones that are going to be in the future, more or less.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's important to be informed in many fields. So this is okay, because maybe I need to do a project that needs to be on trend, because it's for a very specific time, for now, for just 2 weeks. So maybe it's good to be with a trend. So I think it's important to know everything, and then you decide.
Yeah. Makes sense. And what is your view right now on what's happening in the design world, especially with new technologies like artificial intelligence coming in? How do you see that shaping the work life of a creative designer? What we should pay attention to, not to stay relevant, right, in the industry?
Yeah, I think it's a very important time in history. not just design. It's a history moment. And of course, it's going to change how we work for everybody.
Yes.
So knowing that, and I know that in the future, work is not going to be as we understand now. It's not going to be a 9-to-5 work.
Right.
That is not going to exist anymore. So knowing that, you can address or not maybe address, but think about that and how you can evolve and with this situation. And in my opinion, I think, and I try to prepare my people on that, because I don't want like to be something like from one day to another, like COVID, that was like that. So I think
it's a shock.
we need to be prepared, like it's going to be like that. So I also, for example, I tell my daughter that maybe she's not going to have a job in the future, but she's going to have other things that we don't know yet. Maybe it's like your abilities or your capacities are going to be involved in other way that we don't know. Maybe it's a community environment, something different, that it's not a job. So yes, this is going to happen for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And what's your view on, let's say, nurturing creativity in this digital world, right? So when working with your team, do you also work like fully remotely, or you have a studio where you meet, and is it kind of a hybrid way of creating, or
yes,
how do you keep the creative juice flowing?
Yes, it's important. Yes, we do 4 days at work and 1 day remotely. Yeah, in summer, 1 month is fully remotely in August. But yes, I think it's super important to keep that, because it's the only way to be creative as a team and to go like to have the capacity to influence each other and nurture like all these ideas that we have, because being in different places and not physically together, I think it's not the same. Creativity is not better. Ideas are not better. So everything changes. Of course, we can continue something that we can do, but I think the level of creativity goes down a little bit. And when we are together, we are brighter.
Yes.
And because we are human, And I think it's important to keep that in mind. Of course, if one day we need to make it fully remotely, we can make it. We have the tools, we have everything make. And maybe the future has the software, the tools to make the physical less needed. Maybe I'm working and I can see my colleagues like super real, So maybe the future is like that. But at the moment, it's not like that.
Yes. Yes, I very much resonate with you, because there is a big difference when you are just working remotely, like doing some admin things, right? But when you really need to kind of come up with something new or generate ideas, being together in the physical space, it's kind of sparks some new synergies.
Totally.
You would never get like that. There is something.
Yes,
something
totally.
Like, yes. So interesting. So most of your team then is Barcelona based, isn't it?
Yes, everybody. Nice. Everybody. Yeah, it's a must. It's a must. Yes.
Nice. So you've also built an all-female team, right? And also launched the Women at Work podcast. So how do you see a woman who has multiple responsibilities, managing the family and running the business, right? How do you make it all happen without getting tired tired, it's unavoidable, but sort of getting burned out and still doing great work and having time for your family.
Yes, I think everything is possible, and of course, but the reality is that women, we are a very important part of the creative world in agencies, studios. Are more women than men inside,
Yes.
like the working people. But then in terms of leadership or female founders is less. It's just, I think it's around maybe 15-20%. I don't know that exactly.
Like that, yeah.
Of course, it's not is the reality right now. I don't know why is this. I can imagine it's because many things happen in our lives, in our body.
Yes.
But of course, I think we are capable to change that, and that's the reason of the podcast. We give voice to other women, creative women around the world, so you can feel empathize with the others, and you can like try to empower other people. That's the reason of we build the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a day-by-day work. It's something that is not going to change in 5 years. It's going to change in the future. But I think step by step, we need to make a lot of work to make it change.
Mm-hmm. And what has been the biggest challenge that you've experienced as a mother and building also your business? What did you find the most difficult?
It was difficult because I was 30 years old. Now my daughter is 14. Is not independent, but mostly independent. Yes, I remember it was very, very hard the first years because I was the only one of my friends that gave birth at that time.
Mm-hmm.
They were later than me. So I felt very alone,
yes.
I couldn't talk with my friends about my problems. And also I wanted to work. I mean, my work and my daughter was important both,
Mm-hmm.
So of course I wanted to work and my body couldn't.
Yes. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, and I had a cesarean, and of course it took more time. Yeah, and I wanted, it was difficult timing because you don't, it's difficult, it's not easy. But I think it's important that you are not alone. I mean, most of the cases it's two people, okay? Maybe if you decide to be a solo mother, but most of the time is because you have a partner. So I always say it's 50-50 work.
Yes,
50-50.
yeah.
So if you say, okay, I'm going to take more work, of course affects your work. If your 80% of your time is taking care of your kid, affects your work. But in my case, it is 50-50. I want to work because I wanted to work. I needed to work. So this is something I try to encourage other women to understand. And okay, this is not just me alone. It's two persons.
Yes.
Taking care of one person. Or imagine if I only have one, but if you have more. But yes, it's but at the same time, help me to be more organized. Yeah, help me to be more productive, efficient. So many things that I think I'm better because of my daughter,
Yes, yes.
And priorities, I have this time. Okay, I need to do everything with this time. So, okay, imagination.
Yeah, let's get moving. Yeah, I can relate to that. You really stop doing things that are not important.
Yes.
Wonderful. Has motherhood changed the way you design, for example, like some sensitivity or that hasn't affected you? Because it's such a big transformation, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Maybe
No?
in terms of what I said before, organizing myself better. So
Yes.
if I organize myself better, I can design better. Maybe it's affected because of that, but not in terms of aesthetic or sensibility. I don't think so. No.
Right. And where do you personally find the inspiration? I know living in Barcelona, I'm sure it's everywhere around you.
Yes.
But
I mean,
what do you
Barcelona is a
enjoy?
very nice city, of course.
Yes, yes.
Inspiration is everywhere. I mean, it's not traveling. Of course, when you travel, you get a lot of inspiration, but inspiration is everywhere. Is reading a book, is watching TV, a series, talking with you right now. I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, it's more about being curious of what you see and learn, that not being expected to be doing big things, like, oh, I'm going to the beach. No, that doesn't happen. I never go to the beach to get inspiration. I think it's everywhere, and being curious with your daily life. Yes.
Right. What do you think are the biggest, how do we say, challenges of design studios or designers these days, apart from artificial intelligence? But because I assume that when creating and having these tools that we can use so easily, right, the process of designing is becoming more and more commoditized, and we might see more and more kind of Me Too brands, or you can easily see when it's not crafted, right, in a way. Do you also think like that? Do you think it's a problem, or is there anything that design studios could do to not get stuck into this Me Too tunnel?
No, I think like the most common thing, or like expectations, or is freelance or maybe individual solo people, is like trying to find their own style, like, okay, I wanna have my own voice. So this is the most difficult part of design, because it's what makes you feel unique. It's you and DNA, it's you. So this is something that maybe the first years of your career is where you are developing that. So focus on that. Of course, there are the other side of the story that is no style is better, in my opinion, is much better if you have your own style or your own way of doing things, whatever. I think the future is more about that, like, because the no style or the more generalist style will be easier to replicate with AI. So creating something more unique is when we need to spend time and effort right now.
Love that.
Yeah.
And what would be the ways that designer could, or anyone to that matter, look for their voice these days, or kind of search for their style? What could, like, practical things people do to discover it?
Wow, this is difficult. Oh wow, I don't know. I think for me, I can talk my personal life. My experience, it was like following your instinct, and where you are good in, or where you are more excited to work, or there are some things that you can feel, that, okay, this is good, I enjoy that. And I think it's important also, like, because to create something new or your own style, your own way, you need to know what's has been before done, like, maybe you think it's new and it's not new.
Right.
So
right.
I think it's important I always say, like, to know the past, the history, everything, because the more you know, the better you can be creating something in the future.
Totally.
So invest in knowing the past, the history, the design history, everything. It's important.
Yes, it's kind of filling up yourself with a lot of knowledge and developing your eye, right, like that.
Yeah, I think culture is the key to success in the future, because it's going to be difficult to get a job. So there are some data that says is 20% of the population will have a job. So these 20% are going to need to be genius.
Right. So these are the challenges, right? And on the flip side, what would be that excites you right now about what is possible to do with design these days?
I'm happy. I mean, I know the future, it's not very optimistic, for my opinion. But right now, I think you need to invest your time and creating something new, something wherever that it's not existed yet. Okay, so this is the challenging part. And the things or the projects I really enjoy more are the ones that I collaborate with people, because maybe I'm good in many things, like choosing colors, choosing typeface. For me, it's like easy because it's my daily job. But some things that I can do by myself alone, and I can collaborate, is the way I really, really enjoy, because it's something I never expected to do on, I don't know, things of product design or digital projects. Many things, So collaboration for me is where I enjoy most.
Is there a project that you are dreaming to do one day? Something that you'd like to try out that you haven't done yet?
We did a dream project this year and last year, and it's confidential. I can't say anything, but it was the most nicest project I've done in my life. And also I did it with the best team I could. I felt, okay, I want to repeat that, because the team was amazing, the perfect, when you think I can do anything with this team. So yes, I just waiting for the big project, but as a small studio, it's not happens many times, it's more small projects or mid projects or very, very small projects. So yes, I think when comes a big project, it's maybe 3 times, I don't know, no, sorry, every 3 years or 4, it's happened a lot. So yes, I would love to repeat that story again.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Veronica, for your time. It was really a pleasure to get to know you. And to all our listeners and those watching us on YouTube, so you'll find links to Veronica's work in the comments. And if you're listening to us, please go to our blog and you'll see more of amazing work that Hey Studio has created. So it definitely has the Barcelona vibe. So
yes, thank you so much for that talk.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.